Hi all, it's Ben. I'm bringing you another movie review. Now, HBO recently released Justice League, the Zack Snyder Director's Cut. I'm not going to review that one right now. I wanted to catch up because I never saw Justice League, the original version from 2017. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, I don't see why you'd wait this long not to see it like I did, so you probably saw it. But anyways, spoiler, 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 spoiler. So here we go. This is kind of a movie that I've always kind of wanted to watch. I heard a lot of things about it. I didn't really watch or see any reviews other than people's opinion. I heard it wasn't that great. So this is my things that I noticed. Keep in mind, my opinion is probably different than a lot of your guys' opinions. I'm kind of a quirky dude that notices things that probably most people don't even bother thinking about. So first of all, this movie is 2 hours. It felt like 2 hours. It was a long movie. The story was kind of slow for me. I kind of didn't really think it was all that great. It was kind of mishmashy and it felt kind of odd. Did you notice how a lot of the superheroes were doing this in slow motion as a bullet, as a batarang flew by the Flash? As Wonder Woman was like dodging a bullet? As Superman was dodging a laser blast from the cyborg guy? I don't know. It was just like dodge. 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 Weird, huh? The story pacing felt very slow. It was, bad guy shows up. He seems to capture those Unity cubes relatively easy. These guys didn't really put up much of a fight. Even Aquaman here. He just kind of like got his ass kicked and then his butt kicked. And it got stolen from him. The Amazonians kind of, she just... The head Amazonian queen just decided to sacrifice all her Amazonian underlings and run away, and even then she got totally PO'd. Out of all these heroes, you know who's like the weakest? This guy, Batman. He's just a dude in a suit. All these guys have super strength and superpowers of some kind. This guy, he even says, "What's your superpower?" Well, the Flash asks him, "What's your superpower?" And Batman says, rich. Rich is not a superpower. Mofo, you're gonna get your butt kicked. And he did. Everybody else is like, "I'm freaking indestructible." He's like, "I got a suit." I like to add that Batman, he's nothing without his gadgets. Yes, I've read the comics. I know he really is just this like super fit human being. Not superhero, but super fit with all these cool gadgets. But clearly, he's just like nothing without his gadgets. And he's still taking on and taking the risks that these guys were doing. Like when they're fighting Steppenwolf, he's just kind of like, "I'll fight him too." I was like, maybe you should just chill, Batman, and, eat a Fig Newton. It seemed like this team would have just got totally annihilated without bringing back Superman. So the whole mission, it should just been called The Resurrection of Superman to defeat Hammerhead Shark Guy, or Steppenwolf. And even then, it just seemed like, why don't you just stand back and let Superman handle this? I mean, they seemed like they were all necessary in some way, shape, or form, but you really needed this guy. I can tell why Marvel does much, much better than DC movies. DC movies, the story plots are relatively simple. They're not very complicated, and you don't really feel that vested in any of these superheroes. Yes, they came out with their own superhero movie, own super TV show, kind of newly introduced, but you don't really feel that big a connection. And they didn't really have good chemistry when they're fighting together. Like in the Marvel Infinity Wars of Avengers, there's a lot of playoff, there's a lot of team-togethers, team-ups. Here is like, we're all individuals, and then later we come back as a team, and then we fight. But that kind of comes at the very end. So you don't really feel that vested in any of these guys. The other difference between Marvel movies and DC movies, Marvel movies, if you watch the Infinity Wars or any of the superhero comic movies, whether it's Captain America, their version of their comic relief, which in this case was the Flash, but it was Spider-Man or Guardians of the Galaxy, they spread the humor all around. So these people are kind of relatable. In Justice League, the only person making quirky, funny remarks was the Flash. And every time they went to the Flash, he was just kind of like, you just pointed to him and then he's supposed to say something funny, which he kind of does. Everybody else is very kind of like the straight man. But in the Marvel movies, sometimes Iron Man makes a funny remark. Spider-Man, Peter Parker makes a funny remark. Captain America, Thor, the Guardian of the Galaxy guys make some funny remarks. They don't need to rely just on one guy. It makes these guys feel very stiff. Very, haha, I'm a superhero, la da 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 da. They made the Flash, he was kind of like this nerdy outcast dude, which in the Marvel movies, they kind of did that with Peter Parker, but Peter Parker was lovable. Here, it looks like they tried too hard with the Flash. It was like, I'm a quirky dude, I'm gonna make these funny remarks, and then I'm just the go-to funny guy. In the Marvel movies, Peter Parker, his funniness is more genuine. It's more like a sincere, I'm naive. Whereas here, I'm gonna try to make people laugh, and it kind of falls flat sometimes. You know when they brought back Superman? It was kind of odd that he had amnesia of sorts, so who knows what kind of trauma he went through when he fought and died, you know, in the previous movies. But still, he just decided, like, I'm gonna destroy all these other characters for whatever reason. Granted, Cyborg did take the first swipe at him, but, you know, it was weird that he would react that way instead of confused, going like, wow, what happened to me? Whoa, yeah. And then the whole scene where he went back to the farmland with Lois Lane. This was kind of a mishmash of events that didn't really bring the movie together, and you're kind of watching it, and it dragged. So I know I mentioned in Wonder Woman 1984, the movie kind of felt long too and dragged as well, but at least it was just focused on one character, while this is like, I'm at points not sure what I'm watching. You remember that scene with the Russian family? I thought like maybe they buried one of the cubes underneath their house, but apparently they didn't. And then you don't even know why those swarmy insects were just hanging out outside. They seem super strong and just bust through and kill everybody. They didn't. And then they don't do anything with the family until later when Flash goes and saves them by pushing their car. And you're wondering, like, what was the whole point of even having this family here? It was just there as a tool for Flash to save him, to show that he was a great guy. When you watch Infinity Wars or the Age of Ultron, the battle sequence is much cleaner. It's more involved. Here, they all just seem to like go and tackle Steppenwolf and then they beat him. For the most part, relatively quickly compared to other superhero movies. I'm specifically talking about Marvel. So it made it Steppenwolf. He looks like Hammer, you know, with his little shark head thing. But it made him look kind of lame. So, I don't know, it felt like kind of a weak movie. This is probably why they came out with Justice League, Zack Snyder Director's Cut, which I'll probably review later. I did notice it's a 4-hour movie, and I don't know any kind of movie that justifies being 4 hours, so if it really drags, I'm gonna say that. But if it keeps your attention like a Marvel movie or something that you really want to stay engaged with, then that'd be great. But if it's more of a Zack Snyder just feeling like, oh, this is my art project, I'm gonna really tell the story that I want to tell, it's like, you need to do some editing, buddy. So that's my rant of Justice League. Don't take my word for it. You should go watch it yourself, or just watch my review and not watch it. I don't know. But I just, you know, these opinions are my own, and if your tastes are like mine, you might feel the same way. Or I'm just talking and blowing smoke. Anyways, thanks for watching.